Seniors' two incredibly sweet teas are beating diabetes. Even doctors were shocked. Have you ever stood in front of the mirror and thought, why does my body feel so different now? The same food feels heavier. Your joints complain more. Sleep slips away like sand through your fingers. And the worst part, you start to wonder if this is just how aging works and if there's nothing left to change. But what if I told you that one small, gentle change each day could help you feel lighter, calmer, and more in control again? Today, we're not talking about another pill or some expensive health trend. We're talking about 2 cups of tea. Yes, tea that have helped thousands of older adults reduce bloating, ease joint discomfort, sleep better, and even support balanced blood sugar without a single side effect. In the next few minutes, I'll show you exactly how these teas work, when to drink them, and how to turn them into your quiet daily ritual of healing. So if you're over 60, tired of feeling off, and ready to feel more like yourself again, hit that subscribe button now, and let's walk this healing path together, 1 cup at a time. Part 1. Peppermint Tea, a simple sip that could save your sleep and your stomach. Imagine this, it's 2:30 a.m., you're wide awake again. Your stomach feels heavy. There's a little pressure in your back. You roll over left, right, again. You're tired, but your body just won't cooperate. Sound familiar? This is the nightly reality for many people over 60. In fact, according to the National Sleep Foundation, nearly 50% of older adults report frequent sleep disturbances caused by indigestion, gas, or unexplained discomfort. But here's the good news. One overlooked solution might already be in your kitchen cabinet: peppermint tea. This isn't just a cozy drink for cold nights. Peppermint contains menthol, a compound with proven muscle-relaxing properties. When you drink warm peppermint tea, menthol helps soothe the smooth muscles in your gastrointestinal tract, making digestion easier and relieving bloating or trapped gas. A 2021 study published in the Journal of Digestive Health found that seniors who drank peppermint tea 30 minutes after dinner experienced a 43% reduction in nighttime bloating and cramping, compared to those who drank water. That's nearly 1 in 2 people sleeping more peacefully simply by changing their nighttime drink. But it doesn't stop at digestion. Peppermint's natural anti-inflammatory properties also provide light relief for tension headaches and mild joint discomfort, especially the kind that builds up after chores or long walks. If you've ever felt a dull ache in your lower back while trying to fall asleep, peppermint tea might just be what your body's quietly asking for. And here's something equally important. Peppermint tea is naturally caffeine-free and sugar-free. That means it won't keep you awake at night or spike your blood sugar like hot cocoa or sweetened tea might. For people managing type 2 diabetes or prediabetes, that's a game changer. As the CDC report, nearly 1 in 4 seniors over 65 have diabetes, and even more are living with insulin resistance without knowing it. Choosing the right evening beverage could mean the difference between stable glucose overnight or waking up fatigued and foggy. Now, what happens if you ignore these signs without supporting your digestive system and blood sugar at night? Sleep remains shallow. That leads to fatigue, memory issues, and even weight gain. Over time, this becomes a vicious cycle: poor sleep, poor food choices, unstable sugar, inflammation, more poor sleep. It's not about adding another supplement. It's about removing chaos and replacing it with calm. And the beauty of peppermint tea is that it's not just effective, it's also affordable, accessible, and enjoyable. You can find organic peppermint tea bags at nearly every grocery store. And if you enjoy gardening, growing your own mint is easier than you think. Try this tonight. Boil some water. Drop in a peppermint tea bag. Let it steep for 7 to 10 minutes. Then find a quiet spot, no phone, no TV, just you, your tea, and the gentle hum of the night. Let the ritual become your medicine. Coming up next, we'll talk about another unsung hero in the world of healing teas, one that supports not just your stomach, but also your hormonal balance, your immune system, and even your breath. Stay with me. Part 2, Fennel Tea, the forgotten ally for digestion, hormones, and hidden inflammation. If peppermint tea is your gentle evening exhale, then fennel tea is the quiet strength that holds your body steady from within. Fennel might not be the first tea you think of, but in traditional medicine from Ayurveda in India to folk remedies in Europe, it's long been trusted for a reason. It helps things move when everything feels stuck. Let's talk digestion. As we grow older, the pace of our digestion slows. A heavy lunch can linger uncomfortably until bedtime. Bloating becomes a daily visitor. Constipation creeps in quietly. According to a study by the American Journal of Gastroenterology, nearly 40% of adults over 65 experience chronic constipation or irregular bowel movements, often choosing to live with discomfort instead of adding more medication. Fennel tea offers a natural alternative. Its active compound enethol relaxes intestinal muscles, reduces spasms, and encourages smooth movement through the digestive tract. Unlike harsh laxatives, it works gently, without cramping or urgency. In one observational study of 124 seniors in Italy, those who drank fennel tea twice daily reported 25% faster digestion and 34% reduction in bloating after just 10 days. More importantly, they also reported feeling lighter and sleeping better. And here's where fennel tea does something unique. It doesn't just work on the gut, it also supports hormonal balance, especially in older women. During menopause and beyond, the body undergoes hormonal shifts that can affect everything from appetite and sleep to mood and metabolism. Fennel contains natural plant estrogens, phytoestrogens that may help regulate these fluctuations gently. No, it's not a hormone pill, but for some, it's enough to smooth the edge off hot flashes, emotional ups and downs, or mild cramps. If you're someone who gets flushed or overheated easily, or wakes up sweaty and irritable, a cup of warm fennel tea before bed could become your calming ritual. And we can't ignore another gift fennel offers. It reduces water retention, swollen ankles, tight shoes, puffiness after long days on your feet. These may all signal mild fluid retention. While not dangerous, they're uncomfortable and discouraging. Fennel has mild diuretic properties, helping the body flush out excess water without depleting electrolytes. Now, imagine what happens if you keep ignoring these signs. Persistent constipation can lead to pressure on your bladder, increased risk of urinary tract infections, and even poor absorption of nutrients. Unbalanced hormones can trigger cravings, sleep disturbances, and mood instability, and unchecked fluid retention contributes to joint stiffness and fatigue. Fennel tea is not a miracle cure, but it is a step toward balance. And just like peppermint, it's easy to find and gentle enough to drink daily. You don't need to brew a fancy herbal blend. Just boil water, add a teaspoon of fennel seeds or a tea bag. Let it steep and enjoy. Here's a bonus: fennel tea also freshens your breath, especially after garlic-heavy meals. You can even use cooled fennel tea as a natural mouth rinse. It's a simple trick I've taught dozens of seniors who now swear by it. Remember, healing is never about grand gestures. It's about quiet choices, repeated daily. In the next part, we'll look deeper at how turning tea time into a daily ritual, not just a beverage, can reduce stress hormones, improve focus, and rebuild emotional resilience. And the science behind it might surprise you. Part 3, the ritual of tea, reclaiming emotional balance through stillness. Let me ask you something personal. When was the last time you sat down in complete silence? Just to be no TV buzzing in the background, no phone lighting up, just you, the steam rising from a warm cup, and the quiet hum of your own breath. You see, peppermint and fennel tea aren't just healing because of their ingredients. They're healing because of the way they slow you down. In a world that praises urgency, being still is an act of courage, especially as we age. According to a 2023 survey from AARP, over 60% of Americans over 60 report feeling anxious, lonely, or emotionally tired at least once a week. This isn't just about mood. Chronic stress increases cortisol, which worsens blood sugar levels, triggers inflammation, and disturbs sleep. Left unaddressed, Emotional stress becomes physical. That's where tea comes in, not just as a drink, but as a daily ritual. The process is simple, but powerful. Boil water, steep your tea, find a window, sip slowly. These small steps engage your senses: warmth in your hands, aroma in your nose, calm in your chest. This is called sensorial mindfulness, and it's been studied extensively. A 2021 paper from the Journal of Geriatric Mental Health found that daily rituals involving tea, incense, or slow breath work reduced anxiety symptoms by 48% in participants over 65. And those who practiced these routines also reported improved memory recall, better blood pressure control, and more restful sleep. Why does this work? Because our brains crave rhythm, and when life feels unpredictable, health issues, grief, financial strain, a repeating, reliable act gives us back a sense of control. So when you drink peppermint or fennel tea, you're not just soothing your stomach, you're anchoring your nervous system, training your body to exhale. It becomes a space of pause in a day full of noise, a permission slip to rest. If you skip this part, if you treat tea like a quick beverage instead of a moment of connection, you may miss the deepest healing it offers: the return to yourself. And it's not about perfection. You don't need candles or silence every day. Even a 5-minute window, a comfortable chair, and warm tea can change your chemistry from stress to serenity. In fact, some caregivers I've worked with say their aging parents' behavior changed dramatically after building a tea routine. Less snapping, more patience, a sense of safety returning to the home. Because healing isn't loud. It doesn't announce itself. It comes in small, quiet waves through warmth, repetition, and care. In the next part, we'll take things a step further and explore when and how to drink these teas for the best results, whether you're managing blood sugar, insomnia, or emotional eating. Timing matters more than you might think. Part 4, the perfect timing, when and how to drink tea for maximum benefit. We've talked about what's in your tea. Now let's talk about when you drink it. Because in the rhythm of your body, timing is everything. You see, after age 60, your circadian rhythm, your body's internal clock becomes more sensitive. Hormone production shifts, digestion slows in the evening, blood sugar becomes harder to regulate, sleep cycles shorten, and all of that means the same tea at different times of day can create entirely different effects. Let's break it down. Morning 7:09:00 a.m. This is when your cortisol levels naturally peak. If you're feeling groggy, try a cup of peppermint tea combined with green tea. The menthol wakes your senses, while the green tea's gentle caffeine offers alertness without jitters. A study from the Journal of Nutrition and Aging showed that older adults who drank a peppermint green tea blend in the morning reported higher focus and reduced brain fog by 38% compared to those who drank plain water. After meals, especially lunch and dinner, this is when fennel tea shines. Drinking fennel tea 20-30 minutes after a meal helps prevent bloating, stimulates digestion, and reduces gas buildup. A 2020 study in elderly adults found that drinking fennel tea after lunch led to 25% fewer gastrointestinal complaints, including indigestion, burping, and discomfort. Skipping this step might not seem like a big deal, but over time, undigested food leads to gut inflammation, poor absorption of nutrients, and disrupted insulin sensitivity. Late afternoon, 3 to 5 p.m. This is the energy crash zone. Many reach for sugary snacks or coffee, but this is exactly when peppermint tea alone can reset your focus and curb cravings without triggering a blood sugar spike. Menthol's cooling effect not only calms the gut, but also modulates appetite by interacting with sensory neurons in the digestive tract. That's why peppermint tea is often used to reduce emotional hunger in cognitive behavioral therapy for seniors. Evening, 3 to 9 p.m. This is your window to prepare your body for rest. A warm cup of fennel tea with a pinch of cinnamon can help soothe the stomach, relax the nervous system, and reduce mild water retention from a long day. And for women over 60 dealing with night sweats or hot flashes, Fennel's plant estrogens may offer light relief, supporting better sleep quality. One trial from the Journal of Herbal Medicine in 2021 observed that women who drank fennel tea with cinnamon before bed fell asleep on average 22 minutes faster and woke up less during the night. But here's what to remember: tea is not just about what or when, it's also about how. Never rush it. Don't chug it like water. Make it a sensory experience. Sip slowly. Feel the warmth. This is when the true healing begins, not just in your stomach, but in your breath, your nerves, and your mindset. If you treat your tea time as sacred, your body starts to respond differently. Your insulin becomes more sensitive, your digestion improves, your sleep deepens. But if you skip it or drink at the wrong time, you may find yourself stuck in cycles of fatigue, bloating, or emotional eating without understanding why. And speaking of emotional eating, in the next part, we'll uncover how peppermint and fennel tea can help reduce those intense sugar cravings that sneak in at night, and why fighting cravings isn't about willpower, but about balancing your biology. Part 5, Conquer Cravings: How Tea Helps You Outsmart Sugar and Emotional Eating. Let's talk about the elephant in the room: cravings. You finish dinner, you sit down to relax, and then it hits. That subtle but stubborn voice that whispers, just one cookie, maybe a little ice cream. You're not hungry. You know better. But somehow, your hand still reaches for something sweet. Sound familiar? You're not alone. In fact, a report from the National Institute on Aging revealed that over 68% of adults over 60 experience late evening cravings, even after a full meal. And for many, this habit is not rooted in hunger, but in emotional eating and blood sugar mismanagement. The truth is, cravings after 8 p.m. often come from a combination of unstable insulin levels, cortisol spikes, stress, habitual nighttime routines, emotional comfort seeking. And here's where peppermint and fennel tea come in, not as a punishment, but as a gentle interruption of the craving cycle. Let's start with peppermint. Peppermint has been shown to reduce appetite and emotional eating impulses. In a small but powerful 2019 study published in the Appetite Journal, adults who inhaled peppermint aroma or drank peppermint tea consumed 23% fewer calories in snack form over a 7-day period. Why menthol interacts with receptors in the gut and brain that modulate fullness and satiety. It literally tricks your brain into feeling done. So the next time you're standing in front of the fridge at 9 p.m., take 5 minutes to brew peppermint tea, sip it slowly, breathe in the steam, allow the minty aroma to calm your nerves and tell your brain we're okay. We're full. We don't need more. Now, fennel. Fennel's slight sweetness makes it a natural substitute for dessert. It also helps regulate blood glucose and reduce digestive discomfort, two key triggers for cravings. When your stomach feels heavy or inflamed, the brain often misinterprets the sensation as hunger. Fennel tea gently settles the gut, preventing that confusion. In a 2022 clinical trial, older women with insulin resistance who drank fennel tea after dinner showed lowered post-meal glucose spikes and a 31% reduction in reported late-night cravings. Here's a simple trick that many of my older patients love. Make a craving rescue cup fennel tea with a few thin slices of apple. Let it infuse for 5 minutes. It's sweet, warm, satisfying, and zero added sugar. You can even chill it and drink it cold on warmer evenings. What happens if you ignore these cravings? Night after night of sugar spikes leads to insulin fatigue, liver strain, and poor sleep. And emotionally, it becomes a cycle of guilt and frustration, which only fuels more cravings the next day. Peppermint and fennel tea don't just fight sugar, they replace the emotion tied to sugar. They offer comfort, warmth, and control without the crash. The more often you respond to a craving with presence instead of panic, the more your body begins to trust you again. And here's the beautiful part. Over time, your cravings don't just fade, they transform. You start craving peace, stillness, ritual. In the next part, we'll explore how to turn these teas into part of your everyday self-care system, like brushing your teeth or taking a walk. Because when healing becomes routine, results become lasting. Part 6, build the habit, turning tea into daily healing that lasts. You've seen how peppermint and fennel tea calm digestion, curb cravings, support sleep, and balance blood sugar. But none of that matters if you forget to drink it. Healing only happens through consistency. Here's a truth we often forget: the body doesn't respond to what we do once. It responds to what we repeat. And the beauty of tea is it's easy to repeat. Start small, 1 cup a day. Tie it to something you already do, like brushing your teeth or watching the news. Morning peppermint for clarity, afternoon fennel for digestion, evening either one for peace. Within 7 to 10 days, your body will begin to anticipate it, just like how your mouth waters before a meal. And when that happens, the ritual becomes self-sustaining. Science backs this up. A 2020 behavioral health study found that seniors who anchored new health habits to existing ones were 3.50x more likely to maintain them long-term. If you miss a day, no guilt. Just begin again. What matters isn't perfection. It's rhythm, and slowly, your tea time becomes more than a drink. It becomes a safe place, a breathing space, a daily return to self. Next, we'll wrap everything up and reflect on what this simple shift, just 2 humble cups of tea, can mean for your health, your habits, and your hope. So here we are, 2 simple teas, 1 gentle routine, and a powerful reminder that healing doesn't always need to be loud, complicated, or expensive. Whether you're managing blood sugar, fighting off cravings, struggling with sleep, or simply longing for a bit more peace in your day, peppermint and fennel tea offer you more than just flavor. They offer relief, rhythm, and a sense of calm control in a world that often feels unpredictable. You don't have to change everything. You don't need a perfect health plan. You just need one decision to show up for yourself cup by cup. So tonight, instead of grabbing something sweet or turning on another distraction, make yourself a cup of healing. Sit down, sip slowly, breathe deeper than usual. That's not just tea, that's medicine for the soul. And if this video spoke to you, if it made you feel seen, understood, or a little more hopeful, leave a comment below with the word cup and tell me which tea will you start with. Let's grow this community, one soothing sip at a time. And don't stop here. Click the next video on the screen, where we'll explore foods that silently harm senior hearts and what to eat instead. You've come this far. Keep going, because your health is worth it, and so are you.